Hello guys and girls, this is Corvus, and I'm going to give you a few tips to start a character on hardcore. And if you haven't tried a hardcore character before, you should try it at least a couple of times. It's not for everyone, but it's very rewarding, and it adds a lot of flavor and impact to the game. When you die, it actually means something, and you still get to keep some things, and you still get to keep some items, some paragon levels if you are level 70, so you don't miss everything, but it really adds to the game. Trying to avoid dying. If you actually see some builds or some strategies for leveling up in normal, some of them are even taken into account that you need to die a couple of times to certain method to work. And it really depends on your objective, but the fact that your character has to stay alive for you to keep playing with him adds up, and in a positive way. Of course, when you lose a character on hardcore, it also means something. It could be devastating. However, if you learn to play on hardcore, you take your character to level 70, and even if you can complete your season journey, it's going to be something more valuable for you. An overall better experience, especially if you haven't done this before. You'll feel like this is really an accomplishment. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few tips. First of all, once the season is released, on April 2nd, next Friday, create a new character. In this case, we cannot create a seasonal hero because the season is not active. Since the Barbarian is going to get the Wrath of the Wasted set as the starter set for his season journey, it's going to be a very good class to select. You are going to be able to move fast, you're going to be able to push rifts. It's going to be a good option overall. After you create the character, you want to go to the game settings and go to the challenge rift and do the challenge rift. This is going to give you a lot of money and some materials, so you can do a couple of tweaks. There's a little guide about the challenge rift this week. I'm going to post the link in the description of the video. So to create a character, you go to the challenge rift, and then you go back to your character into adventure mode and start the game. Depending on how comfortable you are with the difficulty and also how much you want to push yourself, I would recommend you to change the difficulty. If you want to be as safe as possible, leave it on normal. However, if you are super confident that you are a semi-god, you could play Torment. If you are somewhat comfortable, maybe hard or expert, you can definitely feel if you are able to kill the monsters fast enough, or if you are almost dying all the time, lower the difficulty. You will see that you have a pending message, and you will be able to see that it's the rewards for the challenge rift. Just claim that to your inventory, and you will get some money, some materials, and right away you want to level up your blacksmith and your mystic to next level. You have the materials for that. After that, select the follower. If you are choosing the Barbarian, probably you want to stick up with Templar. It's going to be easier to equip him, and now especially that he's going to be able to use a full set mainly. Since you now have a lot of gold, you will be able to check out some vendors to see if they have something useful for you. This is the case. Pretty much you can keep going back to the vendors to buy something better, especially if you see that a particular kind of item, let's say rings, are not dropping for you, and the one that you have it's 15 levels lower than your actual level. It will be a very good idea to see if a vendor can have an upgrade for you. Don't worry about the money, you have a lot of it. After you select the follower, pick a pet. Obviously right now you have a lot of gold, but they will help you during the leveling process and during the season to get a lot more. So just do that from the start in case you forget in the future. Next step, you want to go to Act 3, Ruins of Secession, and search for the Canines Cube. I would really recommend for you to have a lower difficulty, or to be completely sure that you are able to actually kill the monsters here. Just before the cube, you'll find some monster that spam other smaller monsters, and it can get a little messy. So if you are struggling with that, the intention is for you to get the cube as easily as possible, not to struggle to get it. So at any point, if you are taking too much time to kill elites or to stay alive, or if it's staying alive it's something difficult, lower the difficulty. Right, so you have a character now, you have the rewards for the challenge rift of the week, you also have your blacksmith and your mystic level up completely, you have your Canines Cube. Where are you going to level? My recommendation will be Act 1, and you want to focus on areas where you can get damage multipliers. In this case, Halls of Agony, level 1, 2, and 3 are really good for that, and also the Cathedral, pretty much level 1 through level 4, and also the Royal Crypts. The other thing that you can do is actually start running Nephilim Rifts, and that's a very good way to get steady rewards in terms of blood shards, items, and also keys to be used for the run. So at level 31 you want to go to Kedala and gamble for one-handed mystery weapons. And this is because at level 31 there's only two options that you can get for mighty weapons, and that's either the Ambush Pride or the Figure Cutter. So it's still a gamble, you could end up getting destroyed or something like that, but if you have blood shards, use them at that point. If you actually get the Ambush Pride, I mean, it's not guaranteed. At the very least, if you don't get the Ambush Pride at this point with your shards, you could end up getting something valuable. Also, if you level up to level 31st by doing the maps on Act 1, quite probably you are going to have a little bit more shards than any other character, because there is a high probability of finding goblins in those maps. Also, some other weapons, maybe with a little bit of luck, even an Ambush Pride. So if you don't get that lucky during your leveling, you end up being level 70, no Ambush Pride yet, you can still try to get that Ambush Pride every time you can gamble with shards, or you can go to your blacksmith and create a bunch of one-handed mighty weapons. In this case, for the purposes of this video, let's try to get one. Also, try to save the items that you have from Kedala. I mean, even if she doesn't give you the Ambush Pride, most likely you will end up with a few one-handed mighty weapons. So you want to go to the third page of the cube and try your luck. The other benefit is that starting at level 61 you can get the Vulcados combo, and this is going to be also super rewarding for the Grad of the Wasted set. So if you get the combo, the Vulcados combo, very good. If you get the Ambush Pride, also very good. So you can actually get one of those three that are going to be very valuable. Alright, if I wanted Vulcados weapons, this wouldn't be happening. However, on our try number 6, we got the Ambush Pride. If you actually get the combo and the Ambush Pride, you want to equip the effect of the Ambush Pride in the cube. Okay, one other thing that you can try, let's say that you were extremely lucky and you got the Ambush Pride at level 31. You can continue leveling. Of course, you're going to be taking advantage of the effect, and you are going to be speeding up the process. At level 40, you can actually try to gamble with the blacksmith and the mystic to get a more powerful weapon. So how does that work? Okay, so you will be creating a level 70 weapon. You can choose whatever you like. If you want a mighty weapon, it can be a mighty weapon. If you want 200s, that doesn't really matter. but you want to be focusing on creating something with life and hit as a main stat, and some kind of crowd control on the second one, like chill, fear, stun, something like that. If you manage to get a weapon like that, there will be a higher probability to reroll one of the other stats for reduced level. Okay, so right away we have one here with level of requirement reduced already there. So if you actually get something like that, choose that. It will be a lot easier to get a better roll than to actually find that particular stat. Okay, so I actually, for the other weapons, I don't have life and hit, but so just let me explain a little bit. If you have life and hit in your primary stats, and you have some kind of crowd control in the secondary stats, you will have one of three options when you reroll. Of course, reroll the other secondary stat, not the crowd control one. You will get a 1 in 3 chances to get a reduced level requirement. And this is huge because you have only a limited amount of materials. But if you were so lucky to actually get the ambush right, and you actually have a weapon here with the maximum roll, you will be able to equip a level 70 weapon at level 40, and that it's going to be a dramatic change in the way you are going to be able to play, how fast or how hard you are going to be hitting monsters, and you will end up leveling way faster. Okay, so once you reach level 70, check the objectives of the season journey. You pretty much want to end chapter 4 so you can get the full set, and just go step by step. You will have something to do every day till you actually get your set. Of course, if you want to keep going, you will get your port of fame, your pet, and you will have something to do most of the days, at least for the first week of the season, till you complete your season journey. After that, you can just take a break, wait for the next season, or if you want to push it, you can keep getting better gear and also go into the leaderboards. The most important thing is to have fun. Find a pace that it's good for you. If you are worrying too much about what I have to do at what level, don't worry about it. These are just tips, tricks. If it works for you, fine. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is to have fun during the process. Probably one of the things that I enjoy the most every season is starting from scratch and see what the game throws at me. Sometimes I can plan to start with everything related to a certain set, and the game decides to throw me a different one, and a very good one. So don't worry if you don't get in a specific weapon or cannot do in a specific strategy at a certain level. That's not the important thing. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Please leave a like, comment, let me know what I can do to improve the content. If you subscribe, thank you very much. Thank you for watching and have a great season 23. Goodbye.